Hello everybody, I'm Colette the Highway Stitcher. These next few videos are going to be a little different from my update videos. I had been thinking about doing this for a while but had felt very overwhelmed to do it, and I have decided to do my version of my WIP parade for you. They will be shown to you in separate videos in different sections of types of cross stitching that I like to do, if that makes it understandable. It's like I will have a full coverage section and I will have a ladies section. I was given this idea by Leah Noel of Rhubarb Patch Studios. I appreciate her suggestion. I was feeling quite overwhelmed to do a whole WIP parade, and she gave me this suggestion, said, well, why don't you just do one on each set of your WIPs, the type of WIPs that you have. So I'm going to run with that. I appreciate that, Leah, and that idea. And so I'm going to run with that, and I'm going to start out doing my first WIP parade of my full coverages. And so I wrote down my full coverages here. I'm also including in this full coverage a Carolyn Manning design, because it basically is full coverage. And so that is going down here along with all of my Heaven and Earth designs, pain-free crafts, everything else that I have. The first one that I've just picked up here is a mini from Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork is by Jody Bergsma. It's Mini Singing in the Rain. I'm doing a close-up of that because the picture I copied off, of course, copied as a mini size. But there you can see it's little frogs singing in the rain. I was encouraged to do this. Actually, Amy of Amy Loves Toads and I have decided to do this together, and it's been a really fun piece. I try to work on it as much as I get a chance to, but most of my work was done at actually StitchCon when I was with Amy. Anyway, this one I am going to go down and check. Singing in the Rain, I have 4.56% done on it. And I know that I have it stitched all the way across the top because it is a mini. So here's what I've stitched on Singing in the Rain. Like I said, it's 4.56. I did stitch all to the other end, so this is the whole width of the piece. Then I decided to start working on the flower that's right there in the middle. It's kind of a dark reddish flower. Most of mine, and I'm pretty sure this one is too, most of my full coverage are done on 25 count, 1/1 full cross. If there's one any different, I will let you know, but I'm pretty much, what do you call it, the dull person and always doing 25 count 1/1. Sometimes I have gridded, sometimes I do not. In this case, it is a gridded fabric. So anyway, that is Singing in the Rain. Those are pretty colors on that. I really like it. So okay, the next one is one that I'm going to restart. So I might as well pull this one out next. Find it here. This is a piece that was designed for me. I sent the picture in to Sarah, Stitchin' Mommy, and she designed, she did the design work on it for me. This piece, I call it Fall in Yosemite, and it's a picture that I took years ago about when I was in Yosemite on my birthday in October, when all the fall leaves had come down, and I saw a picture-taking opportunity. And if you know me, my regular videos, I have lots of pictures of landscapes, and I just love it. And this one just called out to me. I yelled at my husband, Chris. I said, I have to get out right now and take this picture. So I knelt down and took this picture of this little stream with the water going over the rocks and the leaves. This picture does not do it justice that you are seeing here. It is not anything as beautiful as what this picture really is. It's my favorite picture I've ever taken. I wanted to do it as a cross-stitch piece. I started working on it in 28 count, 1/1 full cross. I found that I wasn't really happy with it. This is just me. This is what I did, and I did quite a bit actually, but I took it all out of Pattern Keeper, so I can't tell you what percentage. Of course, with this being stitch count of 534 by 400 with 230 DMC threads, you know, like a Max Colors. I'm sure this wasn't very much percentage-wise. But I was not happy with the stitching of it. It was getting, with all the confetti in it, it was getting way too thick in the back, and I can't take that. That just irritates me when it starts getting harder and harder to get each thread in with all the tons of confetti. That with almost every single one of those colors, it was a change of colors, and that's what this piece is going to be. So I decided, no, I'm going to redo this, but it is on here because, of course, I did start it last year. So, or maybe 2 years ago, actually. So I have to bring it in as a WIP. It's still basically a WIP. But I have to decide where I'm going to go with it, because I've decided even though size-wise, this is going to be a big piece, I think I'm going to opt to go to a larger count, where I don't have so much bulkiness and stuff. And I don't really want to work this in a tent stitch because I really want full crosses on it, because I want the vibrancy of the picture to show. And my feeling is that tent is fine, but for something like this, I really want full cross. So anyway, I'm going to mull it over, decide what I'm going to do with it, and when I get it started again, you'll all be there to see what it is. So, okay. Next one here is a piece that I started, I believe it was maybe about a year or so ago. And I was enabled by Catherine, Needleberry Stitcher. So you're going to know what this is, Catherine. It's just there's this designer who, to me, has such beautiful patterns. Stitches so beautiful. I mean, they are just beautiful, beautiful. That's why they call them Stitches So Beautiful. So I'm going to find her in my notebook here, because I am working on Woman in a Field of Flowers. So by Eder Rosa. Eder Rosa has several patterns. That's the reason why it says Woman in a Field of Flowers 1, because there's several that have a woman standing and out in the flowers or whatever. Just such beautiful, beautiful artwork. So we all started this as a cell. This is what I accomplished on it, and it is, I did 18.8% on it, which I'm surprised on that. It says 400 by 400. That just seems like an awful lot of percentage done. Oh well, that's what I wrote down on it. So I decided to do this in kind of a diagonal. I'm working on it on a cream Lugana, not gridded. 1/1 full cross on 25 count. And it was just kind of strange because I just started working on it diagonally, and then I just kept kind of continuing on a vague diagonal. This is not like a true diagonal. What I'm usually doing with it is I have about this much of it, and then I just kind of fill it in, because it just kind of lends itself to be filled in that way. I think it looks pretty. So this is it. There's some of the color work in it. Mostly there's just blue sky done, and just a little bit of the beginning of some flowers. So this is just a fun piece. I want to get back to this. It was just really enjoyable when I worked on it, and I want to get back to it. So again, that's Woman in a Field of Flowers. Okay, the next one that's coming up here is actually my very first full coverage. I want to thank Brenda of Handwork Maniac. She actually gave me ideas years ago on starting a full coverage. This was pre-Pattern Keeper. This particular piece I had to convert over and fill in all the color work after I got Pattern Keeper. So it's going to look a little little funky because when I first started it, I worked it in blocks, stitched it in blocks because that was, and also did parking because I felt like with doing it off of a paper pattern, that was the only way that I could keep track of it well. After I got Pattern Keeper, then I moved on to moving it over into Pattern Keeper, marking out all the part that I'd already done, and then just kind of just going on my merry way. So that's why this piece will look kind of funky when you look at it. Anyway, my very first full coverage, Ariadne. The artwork is by Rachel Anderson. I fell in love with this piece mostly because of she's a stitching angel with her kitty cat. So this is a 350 by 525 design, so it's fairly big. Let me see how much I got on it. I have almost 10% done on this. And so you can see that I did some block work first, working on it on, without Pattern Keeper. Then after I filled it all in, after getting Pattern Keeper, I opted to go across to the other side so I would finish totally the width of it. So right there is the edge of it. And then also, as you can see right here, I was doing some fill-in around these parts here, which are kind of a, they're a metallic thread, which kind of sparkles. So it looks kind of funny, but it's stitched on, this was actually some gridded fabric that was given to me. It's 20 by 20 squares, 25 count. And sometimes it throws me for a loop. It does, because I've been so used to working on 10 by 10 gridded squares. And so I picked this one up and I start working on it and I go, wait a minute, I've done 100 stitches. It has filled in the whole block. So I have to kind of rechange my brain when I'm working on this one with the 20 by 20 grid work. 1/1 full cross. I actually, when I was over at Brenda's house, I actually started at 2/2. She told me that Heaven and Earth suggested, I believe, 2/2, but it was way too thick for me. And so, I mean, it just was very difficult to get the needle in and everything. So I changed to the other side. I will eventually have to pull out that way down at the bottom there. But for now, I'm not going to worry about it. And I opted to just do 1/1. So, and I'm happy with that. Okay, so that is my very first full coverage. Okay, what is next here? Oh, okay. I think, yeah, here it is. This is a Christmas piece that was given to me as a gift, and it is a Heaven and Earth piece by Donna Gelsinger called Shepherds Keeping Watch. A really beautiful piece of the shepherds looking at the star above where Jesus was born. Shepherds Keeping Watch has, from the looks of this, it must be a large piece. It is 450 wide by 600 high. It only has a 0.11%. I am working this on a, it's kind of a, didn't look this up, but it's more of like a light bluish purple. And I started up in the left-hand corner, which tends to be my preferred spot to start. And as you can see, it's pretty much all dark blues, some medium blues as my start. 1/1 full cross on 25 count, just not gridded. So that is Shepherds Keeping Watch. Okay, this next one is a favorite of a lot of people and of me too. This is also another piece that Sarah charted for me. And it's very important. It's just a very special piece to me. And I intend to make it a focus piece after I finished, probably after I finished my other focus piece, I'm thinking. Anyway, this is my mom and me. So it's my mom holding me when I'm about a year old, maybe a little over a year old. And I'm doing it in grayscale, black and white, different shades of gray. This one will be 350 by 350 when it's done, and there's 30 DMC colors in it. And let's see, there's 1.8% done on it. This is stitched on a 25 count gridded 1/1. And what I opted to do with this, instead of just working in background, is I was excited to get some stuff done, showing something. So this is actually my mom, kind of weird and freaky looking, but as you know, when you're doing people, they look a little weird and freaky at first when you're working on full coverage. I started over at the edge, counted, and worked my way over to where my mom's head would start, counted down, and then started working on her head, the outline of where her hair is, and then also her face. The last time I worked on this, the reason why there's a big block of dark is I worked on it for full coverage February last year and wanted lots of stitches in it at one time. And so instead of doing more counting and going down to get to me, I opted to go up to the hair and start filling in the hair. So anyway, this is Mom and me, and just a real special piece to me, and love it. Okay, the next one that's coming up here is one I like this designer. This is ending up being quite a confetti heavy piece, but I still love it, and it's a big piece too. So it's the Quilts of Cape Cod, the artwork by Jane Wooster Scott. The finished design is 400 by 319. I love her pictures, and this was the first one that I bought and the first one I started, though I do have some of her other patterns. They just pull me in so much. And so that's what this one looks like. Again, I am doing it on a 25 count. I believe it's a gridded fabric. Let's see. No, in this case it isn't. It's just a white Lugana. And how many? I have 2.8% done on this. I'm just gridding this myself. So there's my 2.8%. As you can probably tell when I hold it back that those are tree branches that are coming in there, as well as sky over to the side. So a lot of confetti work in it, but boy, when you start like stitching it all, it just comes alive. It just is so pretty. So pretty. 1/1 full cross. Just a lovely piece. Okay, my next one. Let's see what this is. What is this? Oh, okay. Like I said, I'm just pulling these out and going, oh, what is this one? This is kind of an antiquities one that I fell in love with. I'm doing this on 28 count, but again, I don't know how this is going to work, though this one doesn't have quite as much confetti. It's getting a little bulky on the back, but we shall see how it works. It is 450 wide by 746 high. The artwork is by Charles Lenoir. I believe that's probably how you say it. And it's called Spinner by the Sea. I also spin and weave, and this is a spinner, a lady who is spinning some wool. And I just was charmed by her face and by her spinning, and so Heaven and Earth has the arts, the antiquity pictures, and this one just grabbed me. So I went ahead and gave it a start. When I did, unfortunately, I had to go back and restart it because I didn't have a big enough piece, or I mean a long enough piece. So I had to go back and restart it. So anyway, here's what I have done so far. 0.18%, not a whole lot. But that's 1/1, full cross on 25 count. Probably shows a little bit better, kind of maybe the shades of the purples, blues and stuff back this far. Again, another one that I'm not sure how I'm going to continue it, but we'll see. I might put in some more stitches. This one isn't quite as confetti heavy, so I may not change it out. So, okay, my next one is a little different. I had an 18 count piece of light pink fabric, and it was like a yard's worth, and I decided that I wanted to use it. I mean, it was given to me, might as well use it. So what happened was this was a piece that I decided to do as a sell, and because a friend of mine was starting it, and as soon as I find the darn thing, I will show it to you, because I know it's here. Oh, here we go. And decided to start it on this pink fabric. So this is Hibiscus Flower. I mean Hibiscus Fairy, sorry. This is the artworks by Meredith Dillman. And I am doing this with Sarah Stitch and Mommy. And this is also a regular size one. I have, let's see how much. I have 1.65% done on this one on an 18 count pale pink fabric. And it's actually been really fun. Yes, it's going to be a monster size piece, but it's actually been fun and very fast to work on. I forgot how fast and easy it was to work on like bigger count. So anyway, the last time I worked on this, I decided to fill in the stitches all the way across the whole 400 width. So here it is. I usually start on the left-hand side. And, okay, let's see how we're going to do this. That's the only thing about these ones on big pieces. It's like you kind of go, okay, how am I going to show this? So there's the beginning. I started doing some of the fill-in, but then I changed my mind and decided that I was going to do from one end to the other. So here it is. As you can see that right there in the middle, I'm starting to get that kind of oval that goes around the fairy's, like above her head. It's like some leaf work. So anyway, even though it's large, hard to show, it's been a fun project, easy to work on. I'm just, in this case, it's two, this is kind of the only different one, at least for mine. It's 2 threads over 1/8 a block. So, and I'm getting tons of stuff down here. Try to figure out where I'm going to put it next. Okay, my next one is one that anybody who watches my videos knows that will be my next focus piece to finish for next year. And let me get the picture here. This is an artisy piece. It's called A Lace Maker. The artwork's by Miles Burkett Foster. I make bobbin lace and fell in love with this picture. Kind of an antiquities picture in front of this lace maker in front of the cottage, working on her lace. I'm stitching this on kind of an off-white, like an antique white Lugana. And this one has, 68.58. Funny. 68.58% done. Lots of confetti heavy piece. So. And you can barely see up at the top there. It's just a little bit tiny different color-wise for that sky. The sky's kind of a white blue. This is also 25 count, 1/1, full cross. So that will be my focus piece for next year to get done. So, and that made me realize something else here too. I'm just going to go over here real fast and get another piece because I don't want to turn off the video. Because I realized, everybody, that I don't have in here my other piece, which is going to be done this year. It was a focus on a finish this year. And this is Maleficent. She now has 97% done on her. The reason why she was separated out there is I was going to do a regular update video, and of course she was going to be in it. So I have less than 1,000 stitches now to do on this girl. This is Story Keep Maleficent. And as you can see, there's just a little bit of filling there at the bottom. 96, 97. She's one I didn't write down here. That makes my 20th full coverage. I had 19 down here. I actually have 20. So she got set aside to do for an update, and almost forgot about her, but here she is. So this was a fun piece, and I enjoyed working on her. I'm almost sorry that she's almost finished, but not quite, because it's nice to know that I finally got one full coverage finished. We'll see if I get any other finished in my lifetime. Anyway, okay, on to the next. This one is one of mine that is considered a full coverage, though sometimes I forget, but it is in my pattern keeper, and I work on it as such. So, come on. Oh, I just realized I don't have this in my notebook. I actually just have the picture right here. Carolyn Manning, Northern Lights. So it's one of her Shooting Star collection pieces. I'm stitching this on 25 count, kind of a lighter blue, similar to the one I'm stitching the Shepherd's Keep Watch on, though this might be a little darker than that one. So pretty. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. I love the colors of these stars in this. I'm partial to blues and purples and greens, so this piece just lit up for me, and it just doesn't do it justice. You have to see this fabric and what's stitched here in person to really see the beauty of it. But this is 1/1 full cross again, and let's see what the percentage is on it. Okay, where is it here? I'm gonna find it. Oh, Northern Lights, 6.23% done. Okay, we're getting there. We got a few more left. Okay. This is a piece I started out on a Sal with Dizzy Stitcher, Darren. I'm sure he's way farther than I am. I think there were some other people in the group too. This is a Pain-Free Crafts stitch, and it's called Country Music Dragon. He decided to do a Sal on any Stanley Morrison dragon, and being the patriotic person that I am and loving country music, I went ahead and picked out this Stanley Morrison one, which is a 273 stitch count by 350. This is done on kind of like a pewter gray, I believe. And the amount I have done on it is 3.14%. I started stitching at the left side, which is typical for me. 1/1 full cross, 25 count. I got over, made it to the middle, and then opted to start going down where the top of the start of the guitar is, that you can see there. So that top of that guitar is just on the top of the start of the dragon's head. So, you know, Depends on what I decide to do next. I am not quite sure. I might go down and start the dragon, or might go across and try to get to the other edge. This has kind of been interesting because it almost looks like rain going down there. It's because those are the curtains showing behind the dragon, and it's interesting because it's partly confetti and partly not. So then, as you take a thread and bring it down, it kind of just like goes down and down and down, and then just kind of ends farther down. So it's kind of like a raindrop effect. So that's Country Music Dragon. Okay, let's see what this one is. Oh yeah, thank goodness I got the names on these. Okay, these are all my montage pieces. I started working on the montages, and there are four pieces for the seasons. And I'm doing this as a stitch along with a few other people. And don't have a whole lot done on each one. I try to work on them during the seasons, but I haven't been always doing well on it because I get involved in something else that I want to get done or whatever. But anyway, I do have some work done on them. Spring Montage is this one I've pulled out right now. Oh, the artwork on these is by Janet Stever. And this is the spring one. Spring has 1.27% on it. I'm working them all on a moss green. I'm going to have to trim that darn thread there coming. This is a moss green Lugana, and I'm gridding it myself. So we'll see if the other ones are here too. Let's see. Looks like they might all be together actually. So we'll have to pull this one out and see if it's which one it is. Okay, this is Winter Montage. So we will find Winter Montage in here. Okay, this is Winter Montage, also by Janet Stever. Also done on moss green, 25 count, 1/1. And that one has 2.12% done on it. Oh, I'm gonna move this chair up. Okay, another one, looks like another montage. We'll see what this one is, and then I'll look it up. This looks like fall. There's spring. Fall might be the one that's not in here, actually. Thought I had everyone in here, but I might not have it. Nope, looks like I don't have it. So I will just have to show this one to you. In pretty fall colors. It's on moss green, 1/1, full cross on 25 count. And then the last one should be summer, which I do have here. There's summer. And summer has 1.26%. Working on that rose. And on moss green again, 25 count. So those are my seasonal full coverages. Okay, this next one is, it's down here, I know. Bluegrass Festival. This is a big one. It only has 0.53% done. I used to play the banjo some and love to go to bluegrass. I still love to go to bluegrass festivals. So I saw this piece and felt like it was kind of part of my life, a part of my life I did. So this is looks like it's done on a off-white Lugana. Greeting myself. Again, oh yeah, I said 0.3, and it was just started up there in the left-hand corner. And that basically is just like the top of the roof. So. Okay, so that's Bluegrass Festival. And my last piece, which is, let's see here. Aha. This is a Artisy piece too. I started this as a cell with Denise, Black Ribbon Stitch Studio, and Sarah joined in with us. This is called African Woman with Peonies 2. This one is also on 25 count 1/1, gridded this time. This one, for some reason, it just kind of lent itself to, I started doing it in diagonal. I mean, you know, not a true diagonal, but kind of a basic diagonal. And it's kind of lent itself to that. Though I did go out of that diagonal some to work on the flowers. Because there's these big white flowers, as you can see the outline on them just below her hand. So I started outlining those white flowers and filling them in. Of course, it doesn't look like a whole lot. They are filled in quite a bit, but it's with the grid work behind that, it's hard to see that they are. So, but I enjoyed this piece quite a bit. This piece has, oh, okay, I see where I messed up. African Woman with Peonies has 18.8%, while Woman in a Field of Flowers has 1.49%. And I was thinking, how could Woman in a Field of Flowers have 18%? So this is much more doable for the 18%. So that's on gridded 1/1 full cross. So those are all of my full coverages. So that is the end of this section of my WIP parade. So I will go on. The next time I get a chance, I will come up and work on, show you some of my next sections and loves that I have for cross stitch in my WIPs. So you guys take care and see you soon. Bye.